Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day. Now, here's the thing here. We have a bit of interesting news. We have the FAA fails, and then we have, well, a singer being, obviously, well, silenced and out of existence. Or rather, removed from her job or work because, well, she doesn't lean a specific way. This is what I mean, our freedom of speech is under attack, and it's been under attack for a while now. And they're constantly doing it. The thing is, they won't go blatant out and say it because obviously that will hurt their narrative, and it's highly illegal in the United States of America. But this is the thing: we need to be able to fight back, and the only way to fight back is to honestly to have your have companies and such as ourselves be built up, and allow these type of things to happen. I'll always say this, and this is for anybody, for ladies or men: build up a company. Make that company that is with your ideals, with the ideals that we all agree on, which I think is the majority of this country, and help these people, make a singing group or what have you. Because with this, we can fight back against the horrible tyrants that they are. Hopefully we can do something, because it doesn't seem to go to super well. We have this with the FAA fails to explain catastrophic computer failure that delayed at least 8,000 flights and halted America's air traffic for the first time since 9/11. So, all flights across America were grounded today for the first time since 9/11 after as yet unexplained FAA computer system failure. The first complaints by passengers that their flights have been grounded started at around 4 a.m. EST, but it wasn't until 6:30 a.m. that the FAA announced it had grounded all flights as a result of overnight crash of its NOTAM system, which pilots used to receive hazard warnings and safety updates. By 9 a.m., the issue had been resolved and flights were beginning to take off again. But the hour's pause sent the day's travel into chaos that expected to last hours, if not days. Already more than 8,000 flights have been delayed and 1,000 flights have been canceled. The FAA is yet to explain how the catastrophic glitch came about or why there was no backup system in place to ensure planes could continue to fly. All that the White House has said is that there is no evidence of a cyber attack at this point, but no further details have been given. As chaos spread out through the country's airports, airline industry experts slammed the Biden administration and specifically Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg for the debacle. Buttigieg failed to explain the outage during a press conference at the Atlanta airport. Some said there is no excuse for the failure, that the delay is in a string of embarrassing transport headaches since he took office. I agree. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre tweeted that there was no evidence of a cyber attack at this point, but failed to say what caused that collapse. Yeah, what did cause a collapse? This is the problem with this administration, guys, among many, many other things, is that they fail to wanting to explain anything that is going on or further into detail of what truly happened. So I want people to understand here is that what is really going on and how can we solve these issues. I don't think this administration is giving us all the know-how be-all, and and quite honestly, I think that needs to be at some point investigated. Here's the thing. I understand there's one thing if you don't want to give people inaccurate information. But another thing is you have to at least tell people onto why, because for all we know, it could be something very, very serious that actually causes an outage, and it could happen again, and then people die in airplanes because, well, you refuse to tell people of the actual really emergency that's truly going on. This is the problem that this administration constantly has. They never truly explain anything, and it's quite annoying. So yeah, this is what's going on, and people are having issues, obviously, because they had all this stuff happen to them. But let's go into I would say honestly a bigger issue, which would be I think her name is M.I.A, or she goes by M.I.A. Not quite sure, but we have this. First, we're going to go over this, and then we'll go over to the next one. Sorry, guys. So, at Field Day London, how dare you? I'm an artist who has been given a medal for speaking up. Now you are going to pull my show because of your stakeholders. Your stakeholders are not happy I point out hypocrisy in a tweet, but are happy if I support war, murder, sex, and drugs. Yes. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but maybe if you looked at something real quick and seen that a lot of the music today is pretty much what I would say murder, sex, drugs, demeaning women in every regard. It's almost every rap music possible. So obviously this makes sense onto why like black people or in general people, I guess black people wouldn't really be the cause of this. Well, they are the majority of why, they do this type of music, but they always talk about this. And this is the reason why I don't like rap and mostly anything with pop, because all it is with pop is just sex. With rap, it's just murder and drugs and sex. So you get only that. That's the reason why I don't like that music. Because the music is honestly terrible. The only one that I really like is, so far, is Tom MacDonald. Because he's done music that actually meant something, that actually teaches and talks about his life and his other problems. And he's going completely independent, which good for him. I think everybody should go to independent, 100%, without a doubt, because this is just the reality of what it is. Let's go over this woman's comments here, and then we'll see what the real take is. When we had made the offer on 27th October, we did so good in faith and with the belief that this would be a great collaboration for all parties. Since then, there have been some online comments by the artists which could be viewed as being quite contentious, and for a festival like Field Day that now makes continuing with this very hard. After discussing with AEG, the consensus is that in light of the online activity, we cannot continue with the offer, I'm afraid. We have not taken the decision lightly, but we must consider the wider risks to the festival and its stakeholders. And who are those stakeholders, and did you really talk to them? I would like to be clear on behalf of everyone involved on our side, there is no judgment here. M.I.A.'s politics, the detail of what she says, So what? But, okay. She says that M.I.A.'s politics, the detail of what she says, and what may be construed as other than intended and so on is not really not our business. Well, we're going to find out if it truly is their business, and it is due to our politics. The concern, however, is that as we know, people are ready to judge us all based on our actions, and in this case, therefore a booking may be viewed as an endorsement of her views. Oh, yes, of course. We are and always intended to remain politically neutral. The high-profile nature of all of this, however, would preclude that being possible we are to proceed. Worth also noting that the majority of festival conditions can outline an offer were ultimately no subject to any negotiation. Here's the one thing I know about music, and what brings mostly everybody together, is music brings everybody of any party together, because it makes us have feel a certain way, connect it in certain ways, and that was what music is all about. By you making this statement and not allowing her to sing or do her work is actively making it automatically a political statement. Nobody said anything about being political, but you did. So now you're making it political. And we even more further to justify by some of this is that we also have this as well. In light of her online activity, like what? Accidentally launching a missile on an innocent village, or me scamming billions of dollars from people, or running a sex scandal. No, it was your little tweet. How naughty. Festival stakeholders want musicians to be boring puppets. And I would agree. And I think that a lot of these musicians have massive backers. I don't think a lot of these people would really be getting the amount of music or popularity that they would have been if they didn't align with the actual political nature of the music industry in general, and they weren't being propped up by all these big people that are promoting their music. Tom MacDonald is doing very, very well as an independent person. He's sometimes even beating people in the charts that have all these other backers and all these other people working on these people's music. The reason why I call a lot of these other people's music not good or hacks is because they have so many people working on them, they don't write their own music, and they inherently suck. That's the reality of everything. And I want to see these people, like Billie Eilish and all these others, go independent and see where their music lies and see where it goes. Now, maybe Billie Eilish is so big that they would be able to, hold a big, have a good audience and get good sales. But the only way is to pretty much eliminate every possibility of that. Go independent, singers. Have your fans support you, because that is the reality of everything. I promise you, you will have so much more support, so much more love if you just go independent. Being independent is the most freeing and possibly best thing ever. And you won't have to worry about people counseling yourself or whatever because you're independent and people will flock to you. Yes, you may not have maybe the most amount of money, but who cares? You'll have the love of your fans, and that's the best thing. That's one of the reasons why people are so into rock. I want more people to get into rock, more people to get into metal, because that music is more of, I would say, honestly better in terms of whatever being garbage put today. It's not always talking about death, carnage, or whatever. It's talking about real life experiences or things that people go through or have you connect in a certain way. And that's the reality of everything. And by the way, Field Day, you made it political. So now, it's a fight. Let's see how well you do now. Good job, M.I.A. I hope you do well in your business industry. I haven't heard your music, but hopefully you find success anywhere else because, honestly, fuck these companies. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.